so last on our list is myself. I'm introducing myself, and also Jessica here is our horticulturalist at Hope Rose. And her and I are going to be rounding out the rest of the activities before lunch. So alternative therapies are things like aromatherapy, nature therapy, crystals, labyrinths, and singing bowls, meditation. These are all different things, and they're called alternative therapies. They are not to replace medical care, but they are to enhance for overall well-being and to help with stress reducing or stress reduction. There's a list we have here. It's to help calm the emotions, increase your well-being, ease symptoms of depression, and aid in relaxation. So these are things that can help. The first one on the list we're going to talk about is aromatherapy. So aromatherapy is the practice of using essential oils. In front of you, you have this little card with a sample. If you do not, because things got kind of moved around a bit, we have extras over at our table that you can get. All right. So who in here knows what an essential oil is? Yes? No? Okay, so we have quite a few that might not know. An essential oil comes from plant material. So depending on the type of plant, depends on the type of oil you get from that plant. So one of the common ones that we think of, or we don't think about as an essential oil, is an orange. Have you ever peeled an orange and saw the spray that comes off of that? That's the essential oil. Put your face in there, let it all fall on your face. That is the essential oil sac is in the rind of citrus. Okay. Have you ever taken a spearmint or a peppermint leaf and rubbed it? Oh, yeah. You smell it. What you're doing is you're breaking the essential oil sac that's on that leaf. That's where that oil comes from. So depending on the oil, it depends on where on that plant that it comes from. That's an essential oil. There's companies out there that can extract that, and they find a way to distill it or cold press it and bottle it and sell you an essential oil. Are all essential oils equal? No. Quality makes a difference. Just like you wouldn't grow a pineapple tree in your sunroom or in a greenhouse here in Pittsburgh and expect the same quality as you would picking it from where it grows naturally in Hawaii. Okay, so the company that we use here at Hope Grows is called doTERRA, and it's a really good company. They have what they call CPTG. It's a certified pure therapeutic grade oil. So there's some other good companies out there. I just personally think, and so does Jess, think that they're one of the better companies. So if you buy lavender from a store, I don't know if I would use that because you don't know where that oil is coming from. You don't know, like there's not a, what do you call it? A market where all oils are approved through the FDA, right? So I could grow lavender in my backyard, find a way to distill it, bottle it, and sell it. Is the quality going to be the same? Probably not. So we use very high quality oils here at Hope Grows. This blend that you have in front of you is our signature blend. On the back, it shows 4 different oils that are in there. It's a proprietary blend, so I'm not going to tell you how we blended it or how much of each of those oils we used. But this is our stress reducing blend that we came up with about 8 years ago. It's one of our popular blends. How do you use it? How do you put on an essential oil, right? So you can put it on topically, which you put it on, your wrists, your lymph nodes. You could put it on the back of your neck. If you don't like the smell of the oil, but you like the property of it, you could put it at the bottom of your feet. There's all different ways that you can apply it. Some oils you can ingest. You just have to make sure that it has a supplemental fact on the bottle. When it has a supplemental fact, it tells you that you can ingest that. And then there's diffusing, where you put a couple drops in a diffuser and let it go into the air. You have to be careful if you have animals or cats. Certain oils don't work well with them. And if you're caring for somebody that's older and they're on certain medications, you have to be careful with lavender oil. I know that's a lot of information. Jess and I have 10 minutes to give you 3 different alternative therapies here, and I'm probably past my 3 minutes. We have a table over there. Martha Lavolsi is with us today. She can answer all kinds of questions if you have questions. If you didn't get, oh, there you are. If you didn't get something answered today, please call us. We can talk to you about essential oils all day long. So, all right, I'm going to pass the mic over to Jess. She's going to talk to you a little bit about crystals.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out today. I am here to tell you why we all need crystals. So go ahead and get out your rose quartz that you selected when you were at registration. I believe crystals are very powerful tools for emotional wellness and healing and connecting with our highest self, our deepest and truest and highest self. So once you have your rose quartz out, just hold it in your hand. Just hold it and see if you can sense, see if it talks to you. See if it talks to you.
Not literally.
You'll know what I mean. See if there's anything you're getting from it. The other option, if you don't really feel anything from your hand after like about a minute, you can hold it over your heart and just let it rest there on your heart and see if it talks to you there. So I'm gonna start talking about crystals, and you just keep holding it in your heart or in your hand, and just try and tune in a little bit to the crystal, and see if you're feeling anything coming from. So crystals are born in the earth. They're formed in the earth over long periods of time, and the chemical reactions that occur when the magma from the center of the earth goes up through the solid rock. And there's lots of minerals that interact there, and the temperature and the pressure, and crystals are formed as the temperature cools. So all living things are comprised of atoms and molecules and have energy that vibrates at certain frequencies, ourselves included. Crystals are no different. They are solid, but they are molecular mass, and they're vibrating at a certain frequency, depending on what their atomic mass is made up of. So to work with them, which you're doing now as I speak, they need to be charged. Charged and cleansed. And the way to do that is on your handout. You can look at it later, but I'm gonna just tell you today, the way to charge them is to leave them in the sunlight or the full moon for a few hours. And the crystal will absorb the rays of the sun and the moonlight rays, and then it will be able, it's like charging a battery, and then it will be able to emit its own energy through its atomic mass. Different crystals have different effects on different parts of the body. Rose quartz, which you are holding today, is medicine for the heart. It's the stone of unconditional love and peace. It's a go-to stone for healing wounds of the heart. It opens the heart, gives rise to feelings of healing, self-love, and compassion. All things I think you guys as caregivers need. It's a very calming stone, and it's a soothing stone. So it's great to have with you in crisis or in trauma. It encourages self-forgiveness, self-love, self-worth, and it gently transmutes negative energy, draws it off of you, and replaces it with loving energy. To get the therapeutic benefit from the stones, there's several ways that you can work with them. You can meditate with them, you can journal with them, you can do healing and therapeutic layouts, and crystal therapists will do this where you'll lay down and they'll put crystals along different parts of your body to get relief from certain ailments, including anxiety and depression. You can use it as jewelry, or you can carry it in your pocket. That's, I think, probably fits with our just 10 minutes, because depending on what's going on with you that day, if you need some extra soothing and you have your rose quartz in your pocket, you can take a few minutes with it and let it calm you down. You can up the vibe in your room, like with feng shui principles and using rose quartz or other crystals in parts of the room to cleanse the atmosphere. So I encourage you to take a look at your handout, which gives you a little more explanation about where they're from. You can do that later, and why they're healing. And then we have actually chosen 6 crystals that we feel will be helpful for caregivers as they face the emotional challenges of being a caregiver. And I'm going to be over there in the corner, and you guys are more than welcome to come and ask me questions, and I'll tell you everything I know about the crystals. And I think they're really, really helpful at healing. I use them myself all the time. So also enter to win the raffle, because the Alternative Therapies raffle has a heart that's a preonite heart. Preonite is the caregiver's stone. Okay, it's a stone to heal the healer. It's hard to come by, but I managed to get a couple hearts. So one of them is in that raffle basket. And if you are interested in me getting more, please sign up. There's a sign up sheet, and I'll call you when I get them. Okay, thanks.
All right, our last alternative therapy that Jess and I were going to talk about today was, the last is labyrinths. So who knows about labyrinths? Oh, nice, nice. Okay, they are not a maze, right? Mazes are meant to trick your mind, right? A labyrinth is not. A labyrinth is one way in and the same way back out. And what you want to do with a labyrinth is pray, meditate, think of something you're needing an answer to as you go into it. And once you get into the center part of that labyrinth, contemplate, think about what it is intention that you went into the labyrinth with, and then come back out, see how you feel, see what your intuition is, and what maybe came to mind or feelings or in your heart. So you have a wonderful packet here today, Alternative Therapies, that has information in here about aromatherapy, information about crystals, information about labyrinths, meditation, and singing bowls. And also, you also have something at your table too about nature therapy. So when we're done talking about labyrinths, we're going to jump into the singing bowls and the nature therapy piece. But if you could open up your handouts to this particular labyrinth. This is called a Creighton labyrinth. Okay, and you can take a couple of minutes here. Creighton, Cretan. It's the second one that's in your packet. Okay, and think about, quiet your mind right now. Think about an intention that you want going into the labyrinth, right? There are walking labyrinths. There are finger labyrinths, which I have over here a double labyrinth. What's really fascinating about the double labyrinth is we use our beta brain waves all the time. That's what gets us up in the morning. That's what gets us to do our routine of, our activities of daily living, et cetera, et cetera. But that's what becomes exhausting and exhausted in our brains. A double labyrinth, if you are tracing your fingers simultaneously, reduces the beta brain waves and increases your alpha and theta brain waves. And that's where we get our intuition, that's what we get our creativity from, and that's where we get our calmness from. So there's really, really great benefits in using a labyrinth. Do you need to have a wooden labyrinth like that? A finger paper labyrinth like this works just the same, because it's the movement with which you are doing, whether you're walking or using your fingers, that creates that brain to do what it needs to do to relax. Okay, so take a minute and trace your finger on this labyrinth here. There's instructions for later if you'd like to follow what to do. But for now, just think of an intention going in and then coming back out. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that.